The New York Jets are rolling on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. New York didn't punt in the first half of their game with Pittsburgh. That is the first time since 1991 that the Jets didn't punt in the first half, per the team. New York took a lead into the half against the Steelers. Jets quarterback Justin Fields threw a touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson to give the squad a lead late in the first quarter. Pittsburgh battled back, and it has turned out to be a very entertaining game. The game is also the first contest for new Jets head coach Aaron Glenn. Glenn, who used to play for the franchise, is now head coach after working previously as defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. The game also features an interesting quarterback matchup. Jets play Caller Fields played last season for Pittsburgh, while Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers played last year in New York. Sunday's game is also the first time the Jets have played the Steelers to open an NFL season. The Jets hope to return to the AFC playoffs. It has been more than a decade since New York made the playoffs. Jets fans are exhausted at having to watch their team struggle year after year. There are a lot of new faces this year for the franchise. Not only is Glenn the new head coach, but Fields is the team's new starting quarterback. New York is even breaking in a new general manager in Darren Moogie, who brought the pieces together for 2025. Time will tell if New York can finally end their playoff drought. A win over the Steelers Sunday would certainly get fans excited. Week 1 couldn't have gone any better for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They got a road win and watched the Ravens and Browns both drop winnable games. The debut of Aaron Rodgers went as well as expected, and even Jalen Ramsey helped make a game-winning play late. But if there is one part of Sunday's game that leaves a bad taste in the mouth, it's the concerning performance of Broderick Jones at left tackle. After a strong preseason showing, the hope was that Jones had turned the corner, and the move back to the blind side would help resurrect his career. After just one game, it's time to be concerned about the former first-round pick. Pittsburgh Steelers OT Broderick Jones is close to officially being labeled a bust. With Rodgers under center, it's going to be very important for the Steelers to provide him with clean pockets. As we saw on Sunday, he just doesn't have the athleticism to escape pressure anymore, and he is susceptible to taking huge hits. Rodgers was hit way too often on Sunday and took several monster shots inside the pocket. The player who was the most responsible for those big collisions was Jones, who struggled against whoever the Jets put across from him. Quinnen Williams was able to generate some quick pressure, as was Will McDonald. The Steelers had no choice but to give Jones more help in the second half, and that's just not something they were hoping to do on every snap here in year 3. The Steelers don't have any other choice but to leave Jones on the field for the season. The backup options aren't any better, and they don't possess the athleticism to help in the run game, either. But it sure feels like this was a big whiff from Omar Khan and company, especially considering who they passed on and what they had to trade to go up and acquire him. Pittsburgh was in desperate need of an offensive tackle in 2023, and that's what led to them trading up to acquire Jones. Hindsight is 2020, but the Steelers would have been better off staying at number 17 and drafting Christian Gonzalez or taking the top receiver on their board, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, etc. This is a good reminder of why teams shouldn't reach for needs during the draft and why trading up for a non-quarterback is always incredibly risky. The Pittsburgh Steelers are hopeful that Jones can turn things around as the season progresses, but based on what we saw in Week 1, he might be the reason the offense struggles against quality opponents. We shouldn't overreact to one game, but this has been par for the course for Jones, and Arthur Smith will need to make some serious adjustments to hide their first-round bust over the next 4 months. The Watt brothers found themselves on opposite sides of the camera this week, creating one of those unique NFL moments that blends family with business. J.J. Watt stepped into the CBS Sports broadcast booth for his first game as an analyst, covering none other than his little brother T.J. and the Pittsburgh Steelers against the New York Jets. Talk about awkward work situations. J.J. recently revealed that he had to navigate production meetings with T.J., pretending they don't share a brotherly bond that often inspires many. I had to be in that meeting with him and pretend like we don't talk every day of the week and ask him questions like we don't know each other. But it was great. It was so nice for me in my first game to be able to see him, give him a hug, and say good luck, J.J. said on CBS NFL Today. However, the whole thing worked out pretty well. JJ showed solid football knowledge in the booth during Pittsburgh's 34-32 victory over New York. His analysis was sharp and his on-air presence looked natural, even while trying to stay professional about his brother making plays on the field. TJ didn't disappoint either, delivering the disruptive performance that makes him so valuable to the Steelers' defense. He provided balance to a dominant outing from Aaron Rodgers, who accounted for 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Their brief exchanges during the broadcast reflected years of shared football experience and family bonds. It's one of those storylines that makes the NFL more relatable. Brothers supporting each other while doing their jobs, even when those jobs happen to involve millions of viewers watching. The Pittsburgh Steelers have made a one-for-one swap on their practice squad, with WR Rakim Jarrett signing and WR Lance McCutcheon getting released, the team announced Monday afternoon. "We have signed WR Rakim Jarrett to the practice squad and released WR Lance McCutcheon from the practice squad." At Bordislaw, Jarrett entered the league as an undrafted free agent in 2023 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was with them until this August, when he was waived at roster cutdowns. The Steelers hosted Jarrett for a visit on Friday and decided to add him to their practice squad 3 days later, after the weekend and their season opener on Sunday. It should also be noted that he spent 2020 and 2021 with Tomlin's Don, Dino Tomlin at Maryland. In 2 seasons with the Buccaneers, Jarrett was active for 20 games, including 2 starts. He caught 13 of his 20 targets for 184 yards while playing 325 total offensive snaps. He also chipped in another 161 snaps on special teams. Jarrett could be an option for the Steelers to elevate as a gunner on the punt coverage team, with 18 snaps at gunner over the last 2 seasons. At the very least, he provides an experienced young option for them on the practice squad. He made a nice catch in prime time during his rookie season for the Bucs. Here's a clip via Eri Pooley on X. "What a catch by Buccaneers rookie WR Rakim Jarrett." NFL scouting combine out of Maryland and measured in at 5,117, 192 pounds with a 4.44-second 40-yard dash. He also put up 13 reps on the bench press and posted an impressive 35.5-inch vertical. He didn't complete a full workout with a hamstring injury. You can check out our full scouting report on him coming out of college here. McCutcheon had a strong training camp and preseason for the Steelers after initially signing to the team's practice squad in October of last year. He bounced on and off the roster a couple times, but circled back to the practice squad on September 3rd. In 3 preseason games, McCutcheon caught 5 of his 8 targets for 66 yards and a touchdown. Here was his touchdown catch from Skylar Thompson against the Carolina Panthers in the preseason. Skylar Thompson touchdown pass to Lance McCutcheon. Watch on at NFL Network, stream on at NFL Plus. With 5 receivers on the active roster, Jarrett joins Kushawn Williams as the only 2 receivers on the practice squad at the moment. Both players offer special teams value.